Hi guys, it's Samantha again, and I am here with a Valentine's Day special, I guess. I am going to be talking about Hades and Persephone retellings this time around. I read a couple of them in the previous months, and this month actually. I jumped onto the bandwagon. I cannot help myself. I follow some people on Instagram who absolutely love Hades and Persephone retellings and constantly post about them, and I am incredibly curious. I can't help myself, so therefore I read 4 Hades and Persephone retellings within the past few months, and I figured I would come to talk about them since they are so popular right now. So, if you didn't know the Greek myth Hades and Persephone, so Persephone is a princess of spring who gets kidnapped by Hades, taken to the underworld, where she is trapped, eventually becomes queen of the underworld, and her mother, the goddess of spring, has to find a way to get her daughter back through a agreement with the other gods. Persephone spends 6 months up with her mother and 6 months with Hades. That's the gist of it. There's lots of people who will be able to tell that better than I and tell you all about the nuances. Now, modern retellings of this Greek myth normally go along the lines of Persephone is an innocent young maiden with a overly controlling, semi-abusive mother, and she runs away with the villain, who ends up actually just being a misunderstood man. And honestly, it's not that bad of a retelling. The modern takes on it aren't too bad. So, anyways, I'm gonna talk about the ones that I read the past few months. I have read Lore Olympus. It's a graphic novel. I've read the first volume. Would definitely continue reading it. The graphics are amazing, but we'll get into that later. I also read A Touch of Darkness by Scarlett St. Clair, Neon Gods by Katie Robert, and Promises and Pomegranates by S.R. Miller. I'm gonna put it up here because I actually read that on my Kindle Unlimited. But anyways, let's get started. So Lore Olympus is absolutely gorgeous. The graphics are beautiful. This is more of like on the scale, and I guess we'll talk about that too. On the scale of smuttiness, it's definitely far into like more of the playful. Hades is never like really a villain. He's always like throughout the entire comic, he's just protective. He's like almost like a fatherly figure. It's kind of weird, but always sweet, always kind. And this one, it's like Persephone is a intern for him in the underworld, and they end up falling in love through consequences. Like I said, I only have read the first volume of that, don't know much about it, but would recommend it for other people to read. I think they just came out with a hard copy of it, and I only ever hear good things about that one. So that one is definitely just a good retelling. I would not say anything bad about it. The next one I'm going to talk about is A Touch of Darkness by Scarlett St. Clair. I read this in a 24-hour readathon. I can go ahead and link it down below. I liked this one. This on the smut scale is definitely like the next level up from Lore Olympus. This one covers more of, it's like a modern take on it. So you're in this century. It's actually an issue I had with this book, is that it was hard to tell what the setting was, but I believe it's like you're in this century and Olympus and the gods are just casually there. Like, it's just a casual, it's almost like Christianity never happened. So Greek mythology is still a thing, right? And yeah, like in this one, she's a journalist. I think that the kink with Hades in this one is that he makes deals with people and they never turn out well, I guess. And so Persephone has like this perception of him that he is sort of like a blackmailing bad guy. And what ends up happening is Hades actually just does things for others that they didn't know that they needed themselves. So it's like he plays a poker game with somebody who has a gambling addiction, and the deal is that if you don't if like you stop gambling, nothing bad will happen to you, but the next time that you gamble, you'll like lose everything, right? So that's how it goes, right? So Hades is actually trying to help people in some sort of like weird sadistic way, and Persephone finds that he's actually like the good guy. The issue I had a lot with this book is that you hear a lot about Hades being the good guy, but you never actually see it. So that's the other thing as well. Besides the deals that he does, Persephone continually tries to tell you that Hades is actually a good guy, and you just don't get it. Like, there's one scene where he plays with puppies, and you're like, oh, okay, so he's sweet. But yeah, anyways, this one was okay. Apparently there's more books to this. It's like a series. Apparently there's more books to this, but I want to continue on reading it. This was fine, just as its on its own. It was okay. All right. Next, Neon Gods by Katie Roberts. This one is definitely the next step up. All right. This one is, as far as smut goes, the next step up. As far as smut goes, this one is so. This is business tycoons. So the gods are like business tycoons, and Persephone's mother just became part of like the clique of business in the business world. She controls trade as far as like harvesting goes and resources. So her mother like handles all the resources. Hades in the beginning of this book is unknown, so everyone believes that he is dead. He is gone. There's no, like, Hades never makes an appearance at any of the meetings that they have. Like, you don't hear about Hades. Persephone, her mother's power hungry. So in order to get more power, she trades off Persephone to Zeus. And Zeus is known, as Zeus is, to be a man whore. And so Persephone tries to run away from him, bumps into Hades. Hades takes her to the underworld, and shenanigans ensues as far as like Persephone trying to get back at her mother, trying to get back at Zeus, Hades trying to get back at Zeus. In order to do this, they have like a fake relationship going on, and it gets hot. Very, very hot. I like this one. I've not read any of other Katie Roberts books, but I do really like this one for sure. In this one, Hades is never seen as the good guy or the bad guy. Hades is just a guy. So, I mean, that's a weird one too. So Hades does still control the underworld, but nobody has an issue with him. No one says like he's the villain or he's the bad guy. And I don't know, like the plot twist of this one is that no one knows Hades is alive, and then he's like, oh no, I'm alive, and everyone's like, oh gosh, that's so cool. But this one, Hades is a pretty legit, like, good character, a lot better than A Touch of Darkness, but you don't see like as much of the dark side of him. There never really is, you know. That's not something that Persephone overcomes as far as like falling in love with him. If you hear noises, that's my little baby. My 2-year-old's asleep, and my baby was like, no, Mom, I'm gonna come hang out with you and talk about smutty books. Yep. Okay. The next one I read, Promises and Pomegranates. Like I said, I read this on Kindle Unlimited, so I don't have the physical book with me, but this was like, okay, so this one it made me question whether it was erotica or whether it was just smut. I'm not gonna lie to you. Every other page is gonna have an explicit sex scene. Fair warning. What to say about this one? I didn't really like it. I'm not gonna lie to you. So in this one, Hades is just a bad guy. Purely bad guy. No redeeming qualities. Not one. Definitely a toxic relationship, right? Hades is a gangster. So is Zeus. Like, okay, so the Zeus-like character. So in this one, Zeus is like Persephone's father. Like, you're getting those sort of vibes. I don't even think they call him Zeus. And this one, they have all the names switched over, too. Like, there's no, like, this one you have to, like, it's not in direct, like, Persephone, Hades, Zeus, Demeter. Like, that's not how it is, right? So it's Persephone, her mother, her father, and then a Hades-like character. Yeah, there's no, it's dark. It's a dark, toxic romance. And I didn't quite care for it as much. There wasn't much development. Like I said, I appreciated that Hades was just the bad guy, though. I did appreciate that. Like, he was purely villain. No redeeming qualities. And then you get to see him fall in love with Persephone, who in her own right finds out that she's actually stronger than she is. She like finds out that she's, you know, she's not like this hidden maiden. Like, she actually really enjoys all the things that her and Hades get into. Hades is like, what? She likes all these things. I was just trying to like get with her to get back at her father. Like I said, there's like this mafia gang thing going on. And there's a twist at the end, which was really interesting. I did like that take on the twist as far as like how Persephone's mom and Hades interact, because that is a big thing that I think the other ones didn't touch on as much. I think Neon Gods did a good job as far as like the Hades and Demeter relationship as well. But as far as Promises of Pomegranates, I think it did it the best. I appreciated that the Hades wasn't as like there were no redeeming qualities. I appreciate that as well. But yeah, so far these, if you have any recommendations for any other ones that I might like, please tell me. I think so far Neon Gods is definitely my favorite. It was a good balance between smut, plot, had a unique take on like Olympus. I thought this one was like the most interesting as far as the gods are actually all business tycoons, and power is more about like how much of commerce you control, what kind of businesses you control. Zeus was actually like a very prominent character in this one, which I found very interesting. I like this one the most. Lore Olympus is also really great. Like I said, I read that like a while back, so I don't know enough about that to tell you my direct opinions on it, but I know that it was good. I remember that I actually printed out some of the like the graphics for it because I thought they were really great. I might make some bookmarks for myself out of them. But anyways, happy Valentine's Day. Like I said, if you have any other Hades Persephone retellings that you've heard about, put them down in the comments below. Maybe I'll read them and tell you what I think. I am on a kick so far. I like this. I like this new thing where I read like one smutty book a month, and it's just kind of like a fun quick read. Currently I'm reading Hooked. I've got thoughts about that. You should follow me on Instagram to hear about those thoughts, or check out my February wrap up, because I don't know if I'm enjoying it very much, but like I said, it's kind of nice to just have like a free smutty whatever book. It's almost like okay, sorry about that. I was interrupted by a teething 4-month-old. He's chilling out right now. We're just gonna close out this video really quick for you guys. Like I was saying, I enjoy reading a smutty book every month, at least one, just for fun. Nothing to take too seriously. I used to do that with high fantasy. Whenever I read too many adult high fantasies, I'd always squeeze in like a quick little middle grade book. So I've been enjoying it so far. If you guys have any recommendations, you should put them down below, because I like to follow a couple people on Instagram, but would be interested to see what you guys read as far as romance goes. You know? Anyways, you guys have a wonderful Valentine's Day, and I will be talking to you later. Hopefully on Wednesday. We'll see how this goes. See? I got 4-month-olds I gotta take care of. But anyways, bye.